Welcome, everybody. We are live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Thanks for tuning in. Decided to come here and check out the museum. Have not been here in quite a while, so out here checking it out. We just got done shooting a bunch of footage for a video, and I put the battery or the phone on the charger here and got some juice back up, so we decided to come here and might as well do a live and bring you guys a live stream because they have a lot of interesting, really cool things here that I want to share and experience with you guys. So thanks for coming along. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Get a couple more people in here. We'll start doing some walks around here, but we will definitely start off right in the very beginning here where the car section is. And they do have quite a few presidential cars that used to be presidentially assigned. A couple of them are pretty neat and unique. One of them's pretty chilling to think of that they actually have it here. But this one here is Ronald Reagan's car from 1972. So this car was actually used from 1972 to 1992. Mainly a couple other presidents, but this is Ronald Reagan's main one here. So you can see it's kind of cool. They got the bar on there for the guys to stand on and actually hang on the Secret Service people. But you can see it's definitely a huge boat of a car. And it's definitely well fortified and ready to take on whatever it needs to take on. So the next one they have here, like I said, this one's kind of chilling actually. This is the actual car that John F. Kennedy was actually assassinated in. So this is his presidential car here. And it's kind of crazy to think, hey Nugget Master, how's it going? And one other thing that they do have here quite a bit, they have a lot of moldoramas here. I think they actually have 10 different moldoramas here. If you're not familiar with moldoramas, they're actually press molds that they inject plastic into and then give you these little plastic things here. Hey Mexican Ty, we are at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Let's get back here. Okay, this is the actual car that President Kennedy was assassinated in. Did not realize that they actually had this here until I started reading a little more, and then I wanted to make sure that it was the actual one, but it does say here, right on this placard here, that this is the actual one that he was murdered in. Kind of crazy to think about. Welcome guys, if you are new to the live stream, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and follow. We are live. The Hyundai Museum, that's pretty cool. I am at the Henry Ford Museum, so there's a bunch of cars here. But they have a row here, a stretch of presidential cars that they actually have. So this one is, like I said, this was Ronald Reagan's car. This one here is, like I said, the actual car that President Kennedy was assassinated in. Yeah, I can see that. It is a little bit different than it is in the picture, so it's definitely modified from some, but still crazy to think about that this is the actual car. This is a really cool museum. They have a bunch of other stuff over here. We'll definitely get into that here in a little bit, but wanted to knock out the presidential cars here right in the beginning because this is the main strip here. As you can see here, this one's called Bubble Top. This is a 1950 Lincoln. That was Dwight D. Eisenhower's car. They're just big, massive cars. And I know they got to be kind of like tanks to take whatever to help protect the president and everything. But it's really weird because right about here, there's actually like a shield that he can stand in and it actually blocks. So it's like a windshield. But you can see the bubble top on it so everybody gets a good view. And then every one of them definitely have the bumpers so the guys can ride on the back. And then we got another one over here. Another presidential vehicle. What was this? This is a Sunshine Special, and this was Franklin Delano Roosevelt's vehicle. used from 1939 to 1950. Those big old boats. Everything was huge, huge, huge back in the day. I don't know if this is his FBI car, because it says on the back here, it says police do not pass. So this might have been like his FBI car. Special instructions, the order, the new presidential vehicle, Pearl Harbor, nope. And then the final one that we have over here, not a vehicle at all, it's actually a horse-drawn carriage. And this horse-drawn carriage was Teddy Roosevelt's. So this is a horse-drawn carriage that they used to parade Teddy Roosevelt around. So we'll save that big boy for there in a minute. But we'll try and knock all these cars out here really quick. But if you guys can see over here on this section, there is a massive train that runs all the way through this with a whole bunch of different train cars on here. So they do have a bunch of different cars here as well too, so it's kind of like a classic car show kind of like thing as well too. So this is a 1957 DeSoto Fireflight, and that is a 30-something Corvette. I can't remember what it is. But then they also have this really, really cool Holiday Inn sign here. Who remembers Holiday Inn and having these kind of signs on them? I haven't seen a Holiday Inn like that in a very, very long time. But they have, so this section is family cars throughout the ages. So this is a 1904 Packard Model L. Really cool car with all the bells and whistles and everything on it. And then we get going here. We got a 1918 Overland Model 90B touring car. So we're getting a little more modern, a little more square base to it, a little more family aspect to what we're used to seeing. And then we got a 1950 Plymouth Deluxe Suburban. This is one of your first Suburbans that they had. And then here's a great, great old classic. Everybody knew somebody who had one of these. If you didn't have one yourself, a 1984 Plymouth Voyager. It's so clean and shiny, everyone. And over on this side, they have a couple vehicles. They have a Texaco fuel truck here. And then over this way, they have a taxi cab, old checker taxi cab on display. Welcome everyone. If you are new to the stream, we are live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Please make sure you give the live stream a like, a follow. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Love that Holiday Inn sign. Hey Kat, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Kind of cool here. This is a room. So this is a typical room in 1975 at the Holiday Inn. So you can see here all 70s furniture with the shag carpet, you know, rotary phone, the ashtrays. Thanks, No Longer Afraid. I appreciate that. And we got some more over here. We got a 1896. These are some electric vehicles that they have and some alternative power ones. So this one's a steam one. That one's a turbine engine. But these are actually electric vehicles. So this is a 1896. This is an electric tricycle. So even back in 1896, they were trying to make alternative. So this is a hybrid coupe from 1916. This is a really cool one. I've actually seen this one. What's that show, Counting Cars, when that was really popular? That Rowley, that was their painter, he actually got one of these. So this is a 1980 commuter car, electric roundabout. Hey, what's up, JJL? And then over here we have a 1997 General Motors EV1 electric coupe. And like I said, this is a gas turbine sedan. This one's pretty neat. I have no idea what that train noise is in the background, but yes, everyone, we do have a Patreon account if you would like to donate to the Patreon account. Cadar just put the link up there. Oh, I bet, brother. Hope everything went okay with that. And they got some gas pumps over here. There's some interesting I did want to show everybody here while we're here too. It's kind of crazy. These are the car seats from back in the day. And that one right there kind of cracks me up. They like harness you in there. I know that train was, I don't even know where that train's at, but that train is massive. But you can see the different car seats that have generated through the years. And then this one here, this one's pretty crazy. This is a 1957 Cornell Liberty safety car, and the amount of safety things. Yeah, we'll keep that under wraps there, JJ. But this one's got all kinds of crazy things in it. It's like got a center seat. It doesn't have a steering wheel on it. It has steering like rods on it. So this is like safety to the extreme car. Like the door even, it like folds like a folding door. You can kind of see it. It's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Try and concentrate on the cars because there's a lot of cars here. There's a 1959 Kaiser Traveler sedan. Just the insides of them are super cool. Welcome everybody. Welcome if you are new to the live stream or live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Classic right here, everyone. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful classic ride here. Everybody's favorite 1986 Ford Taurus sedan, everyone. Look at how clean she is. I have owned many Tauruses in my lifetime, and I would totally sport this bad boy again. This is actually the one. Yeah, that is the one. These are the cars that they used in RoboCop in 1987 movie. So this is the style of Taurus that they use. And then we got over here, we got a 1965 Ford Mustang convertible. Mustangs are always popular. Everybody seems to like the Mustangs. Thanks, Positive Vibes. Thanks for joining us. We're live at the Henry Ford Museum. So it is 100% going to have a whole bunch of cars here. These are all the emblems. These are pretty cool. Some more placards for the sides of some of the cars. Let's bring it over here a little bit. Just take us back around. I know they got this like movie drive-in studio experience here. That's a little extra charge on there. Let's get back over here. So this is where the Holiday Inn sign was. And then this is more of like the traveling on the road. So they got these little cabins that they used to have on the sides of the roads. They're pretty cool VW. It's a 1959 Volkswagen West of Villa. It's kind of like your first modernized, decked out van. They don't have his Subaru there. They have his Focuses here. Airstream, so it's a 1949 Airstream. And then they got like one of these first pop-up tents here is a 1927 Gilgy tent trailer. But I did want to show you guys the cabins. The little cabins are kind of interesting. I see some of these up north and sometimes when we're traveling, but these are just cabins that they had on the side of the road that people could rent out. But it just cracks me up. There's a little stove, old suitcase. Can't forget the ashtrays. But yeah, you would just rent these on the side of the road instead of getting a hotel room. Alright, we got all those. We knocked those out. I've done a lap around here once before, so it's kind of get lost in here. There's so many different things, and there's no like real direction of where to go. You just go. A couple more cars here. Welcome everybody. We are live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. If you're new to the stream, please make sure you give it a like. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and follow. So these are Drive to Win. This is their Drive to Win section over here. I don't know if I'm going to do the Village or not. I'm kind of wore out. Right here we got a 1902 Ford 99. You can see, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's like all wooden frame right here. And then like Jag was saying, this is rest in peace Ken Block. And this is his Focus that he drove here. Pretty sure he did this stunt. A bunch of his stunts that he has up here, but what a beautiful car. So you can see back there they have a video playing of him actually doing the stunts in this car here. So this is a 2012 Ford. Oh, it's a Ford Fiesta. It's not even a Focus, so it's even a Fiesta to boot. ST. Yeah, for sure, 100%. It does 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds. Could you imagine this little thing? This thing's a rocket, everyone. Then they do have some of his attire too from that. They got his helmet, shoes, sunglasses. It's pretty cool. And they have another one here. This is like an old tin box. So this is a Locomobile Old 16. A whopping 64.3 miles an hour with 1,000 RPMs, horsepower. Yikes, that's kind of creepy. But you can see they definitely built these things. Yeah, he does a lot of cool stunts, man. It's definitely a legend lost for sure. But this is a pretty cool section here they have. It's all Pinewood Derby cars. Definitely something that I never got into, but still a cool sport. It's neat to know that just the little twerks and aerodynamics and weights and everything that they put on these things make them go just a little bit faster. And then of course they got some Evolutions here, some Legos, toys, good old Hot Wheel tracks, some race tracks. And they even got some old games. They do have, this thing is actually here, this goldenrod. It's right over here. So once we get over to that section, it'll be cool for you guys to see that car. That car is amazing looking. That's one of those Land Speed Records cars. Let's see. Where was that? I swear I saw that. I don't know exactly where it is, but another cool car here. Ford GT 500. So this is the actual Le Mans car from 1967. And then this Pike Peak International Hill Climber cars. Getting to the Salt Flat section over here. So this is the Land Speed Record cars, a couple of them that they have here. This is the Betty Belly Tank Lakester car here. It's got up to 243 miles an hour, but you can see they actually take fuel tanks from old planes and they actually turn them into cars here, put some crazy ass engines in them, and they go and go. But this one's really cool. This is called the Golden Rod. So this thing is super long, and it's crazy to think that the driver sits right here and everything else is all the way down in that area. So that is all engine down there. So this is a 1965 Goldenrod. It held land speed record for more than 25 miles. Max speed, 409 miles an hour in this thing. I can't even imagine going 409 miles an hour in this thing. You got the wheels here, and then I know you got other wheels over there. But Seems so dangerous. You can see the two air vents get the turbos going, but man, that thing just seems so dangerous. All right. What else we got here? Do appreciate everybody for tuning into the live stream. Please make sure you give it a like, follow, and subscribe. Like I said, we just got done I did a whole video on here, so there's a whole bunch of things that I did. Here's another car here by A.J. Foyt. This is a 1960 Hauser 100. So gonna have a video coming out pretty soon. It's gonna be a lengthy one, so I'm kind of waiting. My computer crashed, everyone, so that's a big bummer. So once we get a new computer, I'll be able to start going back to long forming these videos, but it's really, really hard for me to do on my phone. So once we get a new computer, I'll put this video out, make it a long stream, or a longer form video. But after coming here and walking around for a little bit and seeing how I had a little bit of juice left on my phone and I got a full battery pack, I thought I might as well do a live stream as well too while I'm here. So this is a car won at the Indianapolis 500 in 1965. Lotus powered by Ford. And then I thought this was a really cool thing. This is an actual car from 1972 that was actually wrecked. And it goes to show you the safety of the vehicles on it. And just everything else was destroyed except for this shell right here. So it kept them super safe. But 190 miles an hour that thing went and it crashed. He's lucky to be alive for sure. And they got a performance center over here. A lot of really cool displays, a lot of stuff around vehicles, of course. I mean, it is Henry Ford. So they got a display here. Shows you some of the track conditions, all kinds of stuff that it measures and monitors while race cars are going on. So this is a 2016 Ford GT, a Racer GT. That thing's so quick. I can guarantee that thing's super, super quick. That's a Le Mans car. And this is a 2016 Ford GT Cutaway. So this is a Cutaway over here. So you can kind of see how it looks normally versus a race edition of the 500. Like the 500s are amazing cars. There you go. Kind of see it over there a little bit. What it more looks like is a race car. Brakes. Oh my god, I can't even lift those. Oh, those are ceramic brakes. Oh, those are way lighter. But I mean, look at the brake rotors. The brake pads. Things are huge. And then this is a clay model. This is kind of cool. This is actually a clay model of the car. So you can see clay versus metal. What did I miss over here? Did I miss anything over here? That's just... Oh yeah, I did miss a couple things over here. I did not get these in the video because I did not come back here far enough. Jerry Unser Motor Oil, owned by Bobby Unser. There's a truck here by Bobby Unser, 1956 Ford F-150 pickup truck, your basic hauler. And then over here, we have a 1935 Stagecoach travel trailer. Looks like another camper on here, but yeah, I missed these in the video because I didn't come back here all the way. So I may have to include these in the video here, because I was just flabbergasted by this truck here and the size of this truck. Yeah, 100%. This is kind of cool. Thanks for tuning in, Bill. I appreciate it. While I do have people here, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreon members. Give a big shout out to Cat R, Charlie Rusk, April, and Critical. Thank you guys for your contributions every month. So we got 1975 FMC Motorhome. So we do have a Venmo account if you guys would like to sign up and be a partner in our Venmo. And if you do not want to have to contribute every month and just want to make a one-time donation, we do have a Venmo account too as well. It's a 1952 Federal 45M truck and tractor. I love the old school lines and the looks. What the heck is this thing? 1974 Warrior concept car. I totally missed this one. Give a big shout out to Nunya Blackheart as well too. Nunya does contribute to our Venmo account, which is really cool. I appreciate him and all his contributions. And like I said, all contributions to the channel go 100% back to the channel to bring you guys coverage, whether it be admissions to places like this, or it is a dune buggy and a Beetle had a baby. It's like no other car. It's just something that he made up. Super cool though. A Booth rocket. That thing's even got a bullet on its nose right there. 1983 Honda Accord. There we go. 1983, a Honda Accord was $8,645, everyone. And then over here we have it's a 1908 Stevens Doral Model U limousine. So it's actually a limousine. It's just crazy to me how all these things, way even back in the day, just the wood that they put in these things and how long the wood actually lasts on them. It's an 1899 Dury Trap. It's kind of like a tricycle. And then what do we got? Ooh, a Lincoln Zephyr. I had a Zephyr. Not like this one, that's for sure, but I had one. That's a beautiful looking Zephyr car. And then we got a 1956 Continental Mark II. And then we got a 1937 Cord 812. Definitely some unique cars that I have never heard of before, and they're probably a bunch of one-off cars that you don't see too many of anymore. Lincoln Continental, though, is super cool. And what do we have over here? Yeah, I didn't go down far enough. I didn't get that RV and all that in the video. So we got a 1931 Bugatti Type 41 Royale. Holy cow. In 1931, everyone, in 1931, this thing cost $43,000. In 1931. Holy cow. They said average salary. There you go. Average salary wages, a little over $1,300 a year. It would take you 31 years to buy one of those in 1931. Who could afford one of those? Especially in 1931. You got to have like monopoly money for that. And then here's a 1931 Duesenberg. That one was $13,000. Now let's see. It's got a big old motor in it. I think it has the specs on it, but let me see if it has it real quick. It's got an inline 8 overhead cam, and it's a 3-speed manual. It kind of does look like a Babe Ruth car. That's hilarious. We got some more over here. What do we got hidden over here in these gems? Got a 1948 Tucker. Oh, it must be the movie Tucker. This must be one of the cars. Welcome everybody. We are live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. If you're new to the stream, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. 1958 Edsel. Hard top. Beautiful looking car though. And then what is this bad boy over here? kind of a bunch of little things that I found here that I didn't know that they had. So this is a 1914 Detroit Electric Model 47. So 1914 they had electric going on. Let's see, I found there is a Lego display here, which is pretty cool. So we'll walk over here. We'll walk right up to this Lego display. Some of the Lego display is actually some of the ones that we saw at the fair when we were at the fair, but this is on a grander scale here. And then they also have a model train set up here, which is really cool. So they got some model trains going on. So you can kind of see it in the background here. The little buildings there, those are Legos.
Okay, well, we're going to press on, sir.
So you can see here, these are all the Lego buildings. It's really cool to see them all. Bill, this place is massive. I haven't even touched the surface of how big this place actually is. Like I've literally shown you guys in the last half hour just a very, very little bit of what this place has. Plus there's a bunch of events and a bunch of different things that they have. Oh, look at the Stay Puft. Meh. The battleship. Then over here they got trains. So they've got a whole train set up over here too. So they've got a big gigantic model train set up over here as well too. You could sit and watch this. Kind of cool. They've got a camera on one of the trains so you can actually see. I think it's that one up top here. So if it is, let's see. I think it's coming back around. Let's see if we can get ourselves on camera here. Oh, here it comes. Coming around right now. So the yellow one on top, yellow engine on top has the camera on it. See if we can see ourselves on camera coming up. No, we missed ourselves. Maybe it's not that one. It's that one back there. Pretty cool. Did not expect to see a model train set up here. But, alright. The big beast in the room. All this black back here, this is not just black. This is an actual train. This is a gigantic, massive steam locomotive. So let's see if I can, you can get a grasp here. That's pretty big. I can't, let me turn it around here. It's huge. It is massive how big this thing is. So this is a 1941 locomotive. 603 tons, maximum speed 60 miles an hour. I do not want to ever see this thing going 60 miles an hour and not be able to stop, because this is the biggest train I think I've ever seen in my life, everyone. Just gigantic, massive. There's your bell. And there was a whistle I was hearing earlier. But like, these are a little rods. These are my hands. The bolts, it's just, everything is massive here. Cat, this train is gigantic. They're really, really tall ceilings on here, and it almost reaches the top of the ceilings here. You can definitely tell that they kind of had to build around here, but they do have other trains here. These are really cool looking. These are like stagecoaches for trains. And then they got some farm equipment up here. But this is a 1941 Allegheny locomotive, steam locomotive. They do have a platform that you can get up here. The museum floor captured the end of an era. Steam required power and steam. So I know you can get up here and actually give the good look. Oh, no, we are in Dearborn, Michigan. We're right outside Detroit, Michigan. We are at the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, but here you go. Little platform you can get up top here. Kind of gives you a pretty good overview of the museum a little bit too. Do. So you can see the Holiday Inn sign and all the cars that we saw that are over there. This is the race area over here that we just went on. Went all the way back there. And then these trains just go all the way back down this way. Can't really see them too back there. Right over here. They've got Moldoramas over here. Everybody know what Moldoramas are? They've got like 10 Moldoramas here, all different kinds of different things. Oh. No, thank you for tuning in, DeBird. There's more trains. This one's really cool. This is a refrigerator train. So 1924, they actually had refrigerated trains still. Well, they had them back then, which is kind of crazy to me. They want to keep things refrigerated to keep it on the train. I don't know what that is. Thought you can go up and down with it, but I guess not. But this one's pretty crazy. Bangor and Aerostock. Super intricate rail car. And it's got a lot of cool designs on it. Cool paintings, hand painted on there.
So can I walk in?
You can walk up that.
Oh, we
yep.
yeah,
there's no warning.
But this is absolutely crazy to me. This is a snow plow that they use for the tracks on the trains here. Look at how big that snow plow is, everyone. That is absolutely ginormous. Ford can afford a lot of stuff. That's 100% for sure. But you can see they put it in front of a big locomotive here, and then they just push it and power it. But it is gigantic. Like, that thing is massive. This is something interesting. When is the last time anybody has ever seen a caboose at the end of a train? That is always something growing up as a kid that always signified to me that was the end of the train, but you don't see cabooses anymore. What happened to them all? Did they just disappear? Did they decide that they're not going to do it anymore? Can't really see too much inside of there, but you can kind of see inside of that thing. But then here's another massive train that they have here. Another massive steam-powered one. This is a 1909 Baldwin drag. And here's some more baggage and express things. Actually see mock-up luggage and all that they have here. It's crazy, Bill. It's just something that you don't see anymore. You don't see cabooses. And that, like I said, that always signified the end of a train. All right, we did that. What do we got here? I know we didn't see this. So this is a Bluebird. This is a school bus, everyone. This is a 1927 school bus. My charger's done. So we got, no. My charger is done charging, so I got 57%. So we're about an hour in, so I'm gonna try and kind of speed walk a little bit and bring you guys some more of the stuff here. I'll definitely tell you, I feel like I've walked about 10 miles today. So this is on the campus or on the grounds as well too. This is just part of the Henry Ford Museum and the Greenfield Village. Greenfield Village is another place that's on here, and Greenfield Village is actually an amazing place that they do all the kind of how do I want to say, older livings, things like that. But here's some more cars here. This is kind of interesting. I saw this one. It's a 2011 Ford Fusion. Daytona's youngest winner here. But you can see in the picture here, confetti. And then there's actually still confetti on the car. So they never washed it off. They just kept it the way it was. But they have a pit crew challenge over here where you can actually come here and you can raise it up, take the tires off, put them on. That's super fun. What else they got here? Up over here, they actually have a race simulator thing that you can do. So you can actually hop in there and you can do a race car simulator. Pretty cool section, cross-cut section that they have here of a NASCAR, so you can actually see what it's like inside of a NASCAR, how tight it is inside those corners. Couple more here, a couple more race cars. Ricky Mears wins the Indianapolis 500, 1988. So this is a car from 1988. And then over here, you actually you got to pay to do that, so we're not going to be doing that. But over here, you got some drag cars here. So Castrol Formula One car. So Top Fuel Dragster, 1989. Top speed, 296 miles an hour. And they do have a couple interactive things you can do there. That thing over there, test your might on your steering wheel. This is a stage thing here. So pre-stage. 1, 2, 3, go. I think they both got to hit it. Then they have another one here, another cool car.
Good morning, sports fans, from Indianapolis, Indiana, from the world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is Sid Collins, speaking to you for the 8th consecutive year.
This is kind of interesting. I tried to do it earlier, but I couldn't get it. But there's little things here. You put your elbows on it, and then you cup it over your ears, and the vibrations of it are supposed to transfer into your ears. And it just barely works. It's kind of hard to hear, but it definitely works, which is kind of cool. Let's see, what else we got going on here? Another cool car here. This is a Camaro. Not really sure what the difference is in this one, but this is a Nürburgring Special Edition 2018 Chevrolet Corvette, 191 miles an hour. But beautiful car as well too. And then you get coming over here to some of my favorite cars, some of my favorite selection of cars that they have here. 2002 Toyota Prius sedan. They got a 1998 Dodge Ram quad cab.
That's what I want.
They got a 1989 Honda Accord. And everybody knows what top there, Ford Explorer. It's a 91. This one's really cool. I would totally drive this thing right now. 1978 Dodge Omni sedan. And then we got a 1973 Chrysler Newport. Super long car. And this Cougar is beautiful. This is a beautiful car here. 1968 Mercury Cougar Coupe. And then we got a 1966 Toyota Corona. And a couple more here. There's a 1960 Chevrolet Corvair. And then we got a 1955 Chevrolet hardtop.
That could be something.
And come over here. We got a 1949 Volkswagen sedan. And we got a 1999 Ford sedan. And then we got the Willys Jeep here. Overlaid Jeep. And then a LaSalle Coupe. 1937. Then we got a 1932 Ford V8 engine here. And then a 1924 Essex Coach sedan. And we're getting more fancier cars up here. 1924 Chevrolet touring car. I don't know what it is about the red on these older cars. I love the red on these older cars. So this is a 1909 Ford Model T touring car. And then you got a Ford Model N roundabout up top there. And then you got a 1903 Houseman runabout. And then that thing up there, that's classy right there. 1906 Thomas Flyer touring car. Ivory with the bells and the whistles. Love it. And we got another Oldsmobile 1903 roundabout. Gas powered. And then that's a Link Locomobile there. 1898. And then what do we got up here? We got a 1901 Columbia Victoria and another roundabout during 1896. And then these are electric actual. This is an 1896 Ford Quadricycle and a 1865 Roper steam carriage. So this was steam carriage and that's an electric one. So even back in 1896 they were trying to harness electricity. Love this McDonald's sign. This is my favorite thing, one of my favorite things they have here. And they actually have a cart here, an old booth cart that you can actually go inside and eat. But this McDonald's sign is amazing. The neon's super cool. They got a White Castle, and they got old A&W there. And then we got a 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air here. You see some of the displays. They got some of the older toys that they have, McDonald's toys, the old styrofoam containers, super size, big boy. No, all the big boys are going away. And what do we got here? 1951 Studebaker. I love that neon sign. The neon signs are super cool here. And they got some old stagecoaches over here as well too. But you can kind of see it up there. So this is Larry's diner cart. This is an actual diner cart from 1946 that they actually brought in and moved and put in here and actually redid it. So it's actually like a streetcar. Dude, the McDonald's stuff is awesome, Critical. This sign, that neon sign is super cool. That's kind of like the highlight of the place. Well, one of the highlights, but I love looking at that. Just the nostalgia of it just brings back so much. Even the A&W sign. I don't know if you guys have A&Ws? Anybody have A&Ws around by you? All right, power walk through here. Oh, another section that they have over here, they have Heroes of the Sky, so they got a bunch of airplanes here as well too. And a lot of these are actual like Ford airplanes. So there's a 1926 Ford Fleaver. So this is kind of cool. This is something that I found earlier. So I have never flown in an airplane before, ever. So this kind of gives you the experience of what it's like to actually sit inside some of these airplanes. So this is a Ford Tri-Motor in 1928. And this is basically what it's like, everyone. old wicker chairs. You sit right next to that. seating arrangements would look like in 1928. And then we come over here to 1939. So this is a Douglas DC-3. A little more modern, definitely for sure. You can see a little more padding on the seats, a little more openness. You got some luggage compartments and some lights. And you can actually still see the propeller from the windows over here. And then we come over to a 1967 Boeing 737. And then you got something like this. So you can actually sit here, act like you're flying, look out the window. The little attendant buttons, or maybe that used to be ashtrays back in the day. Who really knows? It was 1967. But you can move these up and down, give yourself a little bit more room. And these ones actually have the luggage compartments in them. You can't open them up, but these ones have it in there. But super cool to see. Nice little, cool little display they have there. Like I said, I've never flown before, so it's really cool to see something like that. This is an impressive plane. This is actually Henry Ford's personal plane himself. This is called the Iron Goose, and this thing is made 100% out of sheet metal.
The courier is looking after our company.
So this plane is massive. And this isn't even the biggest plane that they have in here. They have another plane that's, you can see it right there, but its wings come up over this way. But that's a massive plane that they have over there as well too on display. But this is actually Henry Ford's airplane. This is called the Tin Goose. It was all made of corrugated aluminum alloy. And it's pretty innovative. It's really weird. It looks like an old shed actually. But I said it is massive. I got these here too. Make your own penny thing, smash a penny. But they have another one over here. So this is a 1927 Boeing 40B2. You can see the size of the engines inside of that thing. But yeah, this plane is just massive. It is so big. Tri-motor. The tri-motor is a big thing. I didn't go up the stairs over here too. Let's get this real quick and then we'll go back over there. We'll go up these stairs though. But this is not the real thing, but this is an actual replica of the Wright brothers' first attempt at an airplane here. So it's a pretty big, massive display. Let's go up top here. I didn't even see that you climb up top here. Come on upstairs. So I'll be able to get a better view. I always like getting upstairs views of places. Ugh. Don't like going up the stairs, but I like getting the views. Ooh. There's an elevator. Yeah, there you go. So this is a 1939 Douglas DC-3. It is a gigantic airplane that they have inside of here. We'll definitely give you, like, there's so much more. Like over here, there's steam powered engines. Steam power is a huge thing back in the day. Over in this section over here, they've got a whole bunch of art displays. They've got furniture from the era. There's literally all kinds of stuff here. Like I said, I've been here a good couple hours now, maybe 3 hours now. And I did a pretty long video. The video is going to be really long. It's probably going to be another hour one for sure, if not close to an hour. But after I got it done, I thought, hey, got enough juice on the phone and I got a battery pack, so let's see if we can maybe do a live real quick for you guys. That's cool. See, I didn't even see this plane here. Yeah, I didn't even see that plane the last time. But Here's another really cool one, another big one that they have here, another Ford plane. This is more like an Arctic plane that they have here. You can actually see there's like skis instead of wheels on them. And then there's another set of skis right there that they have. Kind of cool though. Didn't know this platform was up here, dang it. That's all right. I did get quite a bit of footage. That's 100% for sure. Oh, look, here's another one. I didn't even see this one. This one's interesting as all heck. It's like a helicopter and an airplane mix. It's a 1931 Piconeri PCA2 Auto Gyro. Super crazy looking. Gotta make sure I watch where I'm walking too, or I'm gonna end up falling on my face somewhere. Crazy. That's a Detroit News and a WWJR. Both of those are still functioning things here in this world. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look, got these little press pads here. You take a crane. Oh, cool. Take a crayon and it gives you a little. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy looking. I totally missed that one. I did see this one though. That one's a helicopter. I guess you got to look up while you're here as well too. And there's another one over there. Like I said, that one you'll see in the video. That one actually reminds me of one that like Wile E. Coyote would try and fly to catch the Roadrunner. It's got like black leather wings on it, like a bat. Pretty crazy. And then in this section over here, it's kind of cool. They have like daredevils, wing walkers, things like that and everything. So they've got all the different stand setups, circus setups. They've got some planes over here upside down with some people walking on them. And they do have an area you can make paper airplanes and try and throw your paper airplanes. Alright, keeping track on the phone. We're at 52%, so we're still pretty good right now. Let's see how much more I can get of this. So, okay. This is that section we showed you guys. We saw the wing walker section over here. So you can see they actually have some like statues set up for these guys to go upside down. Wing walkers. And aerial acrobatics. Little photo session that you can do. You can get yourself, take a picture there. They do have a setup over here. Oh. So this is a giant panoramic screen with some like fake wings they have set up here, so you can put yourself up here and so you can actually take it being a wing walker. So it's kind of like a point of view scenario almost. Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't know how much more I can go. We did all that. We did all the cars. These are all done. Let's go over here. I know over here is going to bring us to the steam section. So this is crazy. This is a Hallmark keepsake ornament walkthrough. So these are like every ornament that Hallmark ever made from 1973 on. I mean, it goes Pixar collection, technology, collectors club, exercise and fitness, corporations and partnerships, lifestyle milestones, Disney, light, motion, and sound. So this is every Hallmark ornament that they've ever made, all here in this series. And they've got a bunch of miniature ornaments here. And a whole bunch more. 2003, 2002, Harry Potter, Star Trek, TV, holidays. That's pretty crazy, man. And they have another section over here. This is a collector's gallery. This guy's artist inspired by diners and old cooking places and all that. Kind of touches my heart a little bit. So kind of cool to walk through here and see a little bit of the things that he has here. So there's an old central diner design thing here. Back in the day, traveling ones. Different diner signs and menus and just descriptions of old like rolling diners and things like that. But then this is where it starts to get interesting, everyone. So all of these things that are coming up here are in some way, shape, or form either an engine, a steam engine, or an electric engine. But I mean, look at the gears. Piston on that thing. So they have a bunch of little mini ones here that you can look at, but like all these are all steam engines. Full steam powered engines. You can actually see here they have a display set up here where it's an actual cutout of a building. Like this is the boiler, this is all the pistons, the arm that goes up and down, things like that. Here's another one. They have these gigantic massive wheels on here. These gigantic massive wheels would spin. They'd be connected to a belt, and they would go over top into another line that would be connected to another belt, and then the belt would feed down into whatever machine you were using. And that's how you got power back in the day. Here's another gigantic one. You can see it goes up and down to create the steam and the pressure. Gigantic boiler over here that it had to actually power that steam. Here's another cutaway here. You can actually see the piston drive that goes up and down to create the power from the steam. And here's another one that they have here. So you can see how they're like cut into the floors here to compensate for the size and just the dynamics of these machines that they are. Another one here. Then you can kind of see like, here's how they had it set up. They had a windmill spun, had a chain drive or a belt drive. Belt drive is connected and bam, you got a bandsaw. Some lathes. I mean, you can just see everything that has this little big wheel on it had a belt that connected to it, and it was either power or driven by one of these big mammoth things over here. Paddle wheels. So here's a good setup of it. Here's kind of what I'm talking about. Here's a good model. So this is your spinner thing here. This is your main power. It goes up here, creates these that spin these bars here up top here, and then you can see another one's over here to get these ones up here, and then they all connect down to little machines down here, and that's how your thing is operated. Whether it had a lathe, a drill press, anything like that, all steam generated. This one was actually running earlier. It was kind of cool. He had this thing going, but this thing actually spun, and it did 8 rotations per minute, and with that 8 rotations per minute, it created so many kilowatts of energy. But you can definitely see there's your steam, there's your piston that pushes it. There's another kind of a bigger model setup of it. That one is gigantic. Stationary steam engine from 1862. And then this one over here is kind of cool. This one is a Edison General Electric Company one. This one's actually moving. You can see this is actually creating power as we speak. So you can see the coils here rubbing up against there, creating the power, creating the current. And then I think it's actually powering this light here, or just a reminder that it's actually on. So this is a steam engine and an electric generator. And then this is kind of like a cutout of how a building would look with everything being up on it, with different floors. Another generator here with the different coils on it. We tried this thing earlier, trying to power it, do the little spinner thing to crank this motor, and we barely do anything. Come on, get it up to 2. Get it up to 2. Super hard. Another one here, another steam press. There's so many, just big, gigantic pieces of equipment. But like I said, it's kind of cool to see that this is how it was back in the day. We don't have the modern convenience of all the little plug-in things, anything like that. You had to make stuff work back in the day. Here's another massive one here. This one here, though, this whole thing right here, all the way across, both of these parts here, this is all one gigantic big steam engine that they have here. So you can see, it's huge, it's massive all the way through here. This is your boiler, this is all your steam valves and everything. And it goes all the way up top there. You can actually go up top there, but you can see the actual pistons that are up there and how huge they are. And here's that plane again. I'm thinking that's pretty much it. I think I got everything really quick without being like super detailed about what's going on here. So if you guys are just joining us to the live stream, we're live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is a collection of all kinds of stuff. You know what I need to find? Can't find, there's a furniture section that I need to find. But it's pretty cool. It shows you some of the furnitures and things like that from the past times. There, yep. I swear it's like IKEA in here. If you don't know where you're going, you get lost. Ah, there we go, fully furnished. I see it, everyone. We're getting there. Oh. And definitely wore out. I walked today, everyone. I walked a lot today. Ah, here we go. All right. There's another Motorama. I got Motorama. This is a Christmas tree one. It's different furnitures, violins, things like that. There comes some more equipment. More lathing equipment, more drill presses, things like that. All the modern stuff. There is a civil rights thing over there, but I kind of want to keep away from that because there's some very controversial things that they have on display there. I know it is something that we need to address and talk about and keep familiar with people, but I don't know how to cover some of the things that are over there, so. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, Jag. Mark Twain picture. Some more older furniture that they have here. I did take a tour of this place over here, which is kind of cool. So this is Beach Aircraft Corporation. When the war was over, there was a lot of soldiers that were going to be coming back and they didn't have any homes or any housing. So there's a gentleman here, Mr. Beach, and he decided to make these manufactured homes kind of like here. So there was only 2 of them ever produced in the world. And one of them, he had an investor that actually bought it, and he kept it, and he actually lived in it for about 20 years or so. And then after he died, the family actually donated this, and they donated the rest of the scraps to actually make this house here. So this is kind of like a modern living house. It's all round. It's got air ducts up there and everything up there. It's got 2 bedrooms in it. There's a little closet here. And then I'll go up top here so you guys can kind of see a little bit. That's the bathroom. Where's my finger? That's the bathroom. And then this is the closet. And the closet actually rolls up and down. But it's actually cool that this is one of the only one completed ones on here. But a couple cool facts, and they actually told us about it. There's slits right here, and these slits actually catch rainwater, and there's a plastic dropping, and it's got inside of it, it actually has the eaves troughs where you collect the rainwater, and then the rainwater actually goes down below into a tank, and then you can recycle it quickly. Yeah, Crit, I was walking around there, and I seen it, and I seen what it was, and I kind of thought, okay, maybe I can cover this, and then I started walking around, and there was some very, very controversial things and some very, very touchy things that I just thought, we'll just leave this section out for right now. Here's another display they have here. This is Places in Time in the 20th Century. So this is kind of like 1900s to 1919s. Some of the things that they have, some of the things that they had, cameras, phones. Yeah, it's actually the Streamliner company. The guy actually contacted Streamliner and actually worked with the Streamline company, and that's basically was what it's based off of. Really ahead of its time, and it just really didn't come along. The other investors that were in the company and to get it going, the woman said they wanted him to raise $10 million. And in 1923, $10 million is a lot of money to come up with. Here's some of the old Hollywood things that they have here. I seen Hollywood was super popular back in the day. This is a pretty cool display here. October 30th, 1938, War of the Worlds. That's when they broadcasted the War of the Worlds on the radio for the first time. And that's when everybody kind of totally freaked out because they thought it was real and they thought aliens were invading. Then you got Elvis Presley, some of the 50s with the doo-wop. And 1957 Classroom. These are kind of cool geodomes. These never really took off, but it's a basic model of a 1973 geodome. They do, Jack. They have them right here. They're missing the 1961 though, but this is the 1950. The 1960's gone, but this is the 1970 style. And then some of the other electronics they have here. 45 player, old hi-fi, an 8-track player. So 20s to the 39s, you can see they kind of modernized a little bit more. They actually got radio players, some phones. And then you got 1940 to 1959. See, tin toys were super popular, kind of bringing back that vintagey look there. Not bringing it back, actually orienting it, making it. One of the old TVs. And then plastic, when plastics first started coming out. This is the 60s to 79. I think this is really cool. Bugs Bunny Kool-Aid packet. Tab. Woodsy the Owl, the Pet Rock. That's pretty cool. An old Pong, Atari Pong. Some phones. They got some cool old electronic educational toys over here that totally brought back a whole bunch of core memories. Perfection, 1979. Spell and Math. Who remembers The Little Professor? Oh my gosh, that Little Professor. When I saw that, I was like, just mind blown. That, and then this thing too, the Merlin Electrical Wizard. That thing's crazy to think about. I remember playing all of these. And this is pretty cool. I got a little green screen back here. What do we want to play here? Let's do the Talking Heads. You might find yourself living in a shotgun shell. And then this is a really cool display that they have here. They actually have like some of the actual, so this is an Atari, of course. We all know what Ataris are, but they actually have some of the actual footage and pictures of when they dug up and they found all those stupid ET games that somebody had buried for over years, and they actually have some of the stuff here, which is crazy to me. So this is an ET game, the Centipede game, and then there's an Atari 2600 with a control pad. So these were actually dug up. These are part of that whole dig up in that trash bin where they found all those old games at and everything. Yeah, ain't it though, Jack? That's super cool. These are actual ones. And then what is this? 1980 to 1999. Swatch watches, I remember those. Jordans first came out. The Game Boy. What the heck? I cannot remember what those are. Answering machines. There we go. I could not remember what that was called earlier. Old VCR. Old cable boxes. Look at that Discman. That Discman is super, super old. And then there's the Apple computer. First Apple. Internet in a box. This is right around the time that everything started recycling. You get recycled stuff. Yeah, I know, Jag. Tamagotchis, your first cell phones, disposable cameras. Yeah, those are vintage. I don't know. Let me see. Nike Air Jordans, those are 85s. So those are original 85 Jordans right there. And over in section, they have a little more cool, few more things here. I got original PlayStation, some of the magazines that were popular, movies, things like that. There you go. Who remembers? Who had a beeper? Anybody remember having a beeper? And then there's the two OGs right there, red and blue, old iMac. This is kind of cool to look at too. This is the typical female teenager's room in 1987. You see the Apple computer, the Budweiser, the old dot matrix, hi-fi, closet, ponchos. Another fashion from there. The ponchos crack me up. The older fashion out there. Got these displays in here. More stuff up here, Bob Marley. Notice that too. What teenager has got a Coca-Cola bottle with some old cigarette butts in it? I definitely don't remember that as a teenager. Firearms, more of that stuff. I think that's going to be about it, everybody. I think I got everything relatively quick anyway. I know there's a president section. There is one thing I do want to show you. If I can find the presidential section over there, though. Kind of took me by surprise that it was actually here. But they actually have the chair here that President Abraham Lincoln was shot in. I don't know where it is, though. They do have kind of a cool little agricultural place over here too, so a bunch of agricultural equipment, tractors, combines, things like that. I did not expect to come upon this while I was here either, but they have a Wienermobile here too. Wienermobile. Yay, there it is, everyone. Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. This is a 1952 Wienermobile. My baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR. Definitely a little bit smaller than the newer one that they have, but it's super cool to see this here. Here's all the old equipment, more farming equipment. Here's a cafe that they have here that you can actually eat in. This is kind of cool. This up here that you guys can see coming up here. This is like a kiosk from, I think, the 1960 something World Fair. So this is a kiosk from the IBM Pavilion at the 1964 New York World's Fair. This is one of only 2 that are left in the world from that whole thing. But it was actually designed by a designer that they have featured here who has plastic chairs that are really popular. But didn't expect to see these either. They have doll houses here, huge doll houses. They kind of have them all readied up for Christmas and holiday things. This one's massive. Sheer size of this thing. But this is kind of a cool display over here too. These are stoves, different stoves that they have for heating your room over the years. You can see the more intricate ones. You could definitely tell people have more money for sure. You got your just plain Jane ones to heat your home, and then you got some status markers. And then up top here, they got some different lamps. Everywhere you go, you always got to look up because there's chandeliers. There's all kinds of different lamps as well too. But this is a cool display. I did this backwards on the video, so we'll do it normally here. Okay, so this is your typical kitchen in the 1700s. I think that's what it says, right? Yeah, your typical kitchen in the 1700s. So you got your stove, you can make yourself some yarn, cut some wood, that's about it. And then we travel over here. Then you got your kitchen from 1840, a little more amenities here. You actually got some tables, some good fireplace, a place to actually bake some stuff here. Oh, they're cool. They're famous replicas of famous homes. English Rebel dollhouse. Yeah, they're pretty cool, Jack. There's a lot of really cool ones. And then on this display, it is 1890s kitchen. So you can see you got a washing sink now. You got some running water coming in there, a little better stove. You got a meat grinder. You got oil lamps. You got yourself a clock up in here now. And then you come over here, and you are at the 1930s early kitchen. So you got your first refrigerators here, you got cabinetry, cool little stove there, an ironing board. You actually got electricity in here now, some good running water. I thought it was a pretty cool little diorama that they have here. You got another colorama machine over there, or Molarama, that's the Wiener Mobile. This display is crazy. This is mathematics, a world of numbers and beyond. A lot of it I really don't understand, but it's still a really super cool display. It's got a bunch of optical illusions in it, the way things, numbers work, topology, how topology works. So we got a display over here. See a roller coaster. Shows how it takes a little bit more power to get up and around over there. Then over here they got different waves that you can look into, see different waves and all that. You got a multiplication machine over here. You put the different numbers in there and it squares them up for you. Don't think it's working though. Wasn't working earlier. Oh, there we go. Kind of does something there. Some of the things, these are cool. These are perspective things. So you can kind of see how everything's all scattered. Let's see if I can do it. I did it in the video, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it in here. But yeah, there you go. Kind of see when you look at it through one perspective, you can see it makes a total picture. And then these two here are different. If you look through this one, you see it's a dude. And then this one down here, I don't know if I can get it. I can't get this one. My phone holder's in the way. But that one actually says think. I don't really know what this one's supposed to do. Don't really see nothing on that. I know this is one of those ones where you look at it in the different directions flat. You can see the words that says think. Probability machine. This was working earlier, but these has random balls that just drop down here, and they randomly drop from the middle, and it just shows you how the probability and how the arc of the probability curve works. And once this thing fills all the way up with the balls that it actually has, it fills this curve completely perfectly, and then it runs out of balls. I'm not really sure why it's not working now. It was working earlier. It's actually really cool when it fills up because it all just drops down. And then this one's surface tension. This is a pretty cool display, so it shows you the different shapes, and then it shows you how long it holds surface tension on them. So you can tell this one here, it'll dip it down, and it holds it, instantly bops it because it doesn't have the connection. And you come over here and these ones actually hold it. I think they might need some more soap in their water. Well, pretty cool little display there. And let's see what else. Phew. It must be warming up outside because it was a little chillier when I first got in here, but now it is hot. I think the president thing is in the beginning. Let me find the president thing, and then I think we'll call it quits. Oh, I can show you this too. This is pretty cool. So this is a dissected Model T that they have here. So you can see they kind of have it sectioned off there. It's really cool to see it totally disassembled in the air like that. Like a 3D model. Doo-doo-doo. You see it all taken apart and displayed here. You see these are more modern, or more equipment, things like that. I'll try and avoid. I just really want to find the chair. Once I find the chair, we can get out of here. But this is the presidential section and all the history. This is where all the sensitive materials and things are here. But here it is. But yes, American icon of change. This is the actual chair sitting in when he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. This chair, and when I was at the Kennedy limo, because I don't know if you guys caught in the beginning on here, but they actually have the Kennedy limo here that President Kennedy was shot in as well too. So these two things here, it's pretty crazy. Very morbid actually in some way, shape, or form, but still crazy historic that they have it here. It definitely took me by shock that it was actually here. But yeah, they do have some presidential things over here, and like I said, they do have some other things that are very, very controversial. Take one last good look at it here. But we will definitely leave the controversial stuff out of the live stream for sure. And like I said, I really didn't know how to cover it properly, so we're going to leave it out of it. But they do have, if anybody would like to come here and take a visit, and if you do come here, they do have a whole civil rights section, and they do have a whole women's right area as well too that you guys can check out. But I think that's going to do it for us, guys. I think I pretty much covered everything super, super quick and at least gave you guys a rundown and a detail of it. So I do appreciate everybody for hanging on. I do appreciate everybody for coming around, hanging out. We were live at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Make sure you give the live stream a thumbs up if you are new to the live stream. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and follow. Once again, a big shout out to my Patreon members. Thank you, Kat R. Every month, and a Venmo account. And see you guys next time. Thanks, everyone.